Okay, Sanjana, first of all, thank you very much for taking out time in this crisis of a time and talking to us. I welcome you on the show for the very first time, all the way from Nepal. Sanjana, how are you?
First of all, thank you too, sir, for inviting me and giving me chance to know to let the world know what's actually going in Nepal.
Sanjana, first we would like want you to introduce yourself to our audience. Let the audience know who you are and how are you related to all this.
Namaste, everyone. I'm Sanjina Shrestha and Nepali citizen. And if you want to know what I'm studying right now, then I'm studying law. So it's my seventh semester in bachelor. And so let's say I'm from the Gen Z generation, Generation J. And here I am using my voice to let the people know so what actually is happening in our country, and also to aware the people of my country so what exactly is happening and how should we cope up with all the situations. So
Thank you
that's
very
me.
much. Thank you very much for joining us. Sanjana, tell us from today, what is the latest of the protest? How is it looking like? Then we'll walk backwards from here. You can tell us from today, what is the latest about the protests?
Well, for today, the protest has stopped for everybody's knowledge, and the good thing is the demands of the protest are being fulfilled, and the new interim government has already formed. And with the our consent, the new interim government has been formed with the consent of Generation Z. So that and so we are very hopeful that they will address our all our demands and every demand that we are demanding for our country to be better. So if you will ask for the current situation, it's peaceful, and moreover, all this government, citizens, security personnel, everyone is joining hands now to build up the country again, to build the country from the ashes together. So it's like Venus, living Venus in our country, Nepal.
Hmm. So, talking about the demands, what were the demands, if you remember off the top of your head, the big demands from the student side, from the Generation Z side?
Okay. If you see the very immediate demand, that's about against the ban of social media. So demand is related with the government is violating our right of freedom of expression. So the first demand, it all started. The first demand is that the government uplifts the ban of social media platforms. Then the other is against the corruption, against the corruption that has been deep rooted in our nation for so long decades, and it has been slowly eating our country. The corruption, and we are demanding for the accountability of the government and also the transparency in the acts of government. So this is our demand.
Okay, all of these demands are, it seems like they are long-term demands. It's not going to take like 1 day or 24 hours to get all these demands fulfilled. So how do you guys look?
Yeah.
How do you guys plan to like keep an eye on these things? Because things will linger on.
So the first and the very most important thing is we have taken our first step. We have come to the protest, and we have overthrown the government. And now the interim government is formed, and we have thrown the multi-party parliament. And so, if you are asking our way, how are we going to deal with it? Is that first of all, we have punished our accused corrupted leaders. The leaders, political leaders, were accused of corruption. So this punishment, the history will remember what happens when you try to sell your own country for your own personal benefit. And so since we have started with the punishment, it is very high chances that from now on, people will be aware, not only the political leaders, but you also know the bureaucrats. The bureaucrats also will be very aware. And the use of social media. social media has now become the power of our generation. We can upload it and share awareness among the people. So corruption is not just about I want to do corruption, I'll do corruption, he has done it. No, it's about the culture of the country. It's now deep rooted in our country, the culture of corruption. So first thing, all that we have to do is take out the root of cultural corruption, the culture of corruption. And for this, the accountability of government. We will make sure the government is accountable, the acts of government is transparent, and we'll make sure the country that even if the country acts again, if the country again asks for the revolution, for the to build again the country, we are ready. Not just the generation Z or Gen Z, every citizen of our country is ready to deal with it. Either build ourselves, build country, or sacrifice ourselves for the country.
Wow. So, as you mentioned, the interim government. Who is in the interim government now? I've heard that you guys have put in your first female president or prime minister, and she was,
No, no.
yeah.
Chief
Please carry.
Justice.
Yeah, she was the former chief justice, but now she has been sworn in as the president.
No, no. She has been nominated as uh, let's say interim prime minister of this
Interim.
interim government.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So you got your first female prime minister through an interim government. Who chose
yes.
that
She was
late
also the first chief justice.
chief justice? Yeah, who chose that lady? I mean, how did all of the Gen Z come up to this conclusion? Because if there are no parties, if there are no leaders, if there are no certain groups, it's very hard to communicate with people. So, how did Nepal's Gen Z come up to reach this conclusion of getting her into the PM seat of the interim government?
So as I told you earlier, the power of social media. Right here, what happened in this generation is you may call it bizarre, but it did happen. All of the youths joined in Discord, and we voted the leaders. We first selected the leaders who are able to govern, the country without being in the influence of political parties. They are political parties. So there were the members who were in the Discord, who were actively participating in the Discord or who joined the meeting. So they all decided that Susila Karki is the best candidate for our prime minister. But if you see, it was not just the decision of Discord. Where once it came out, all the citizens, every citizens started checking out her. If it's really eligible to lead our country, to lead the interim government of our country in this crisis, and when each of us thought, no, when each of us declared that she is eligible, she can lead our country, then and this
Wow.
happened.
Uh, c-
Now we got our first female prime minister.
wow. Could you explain that? That's very interesting. That's very interesting how you guys like chose down a leader. Can you like explain that a little more? Are you saying Discord that application?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so,
Since now
yeah.
we are not able to, yeah, we are not able to get out of the house. Curfew was imposed. Public transportations were all closed, and security personnel for our own safety, they were not letting us get out of the house. So how do we gather? So what's the platform that we can gather? And so now, with our new solutions, we landed in the idea that Discord can be the best application, best platform where we all can meet without getting out together, without breaking the curfew imposed by our security personnel.
Wow, that's an
So
amazing
for this
story.
crisis, yeah,
So tell
yeah.
us about the world heard about the hashtag Nepo kids or Nepo kids. What was that all about?
Well, as much as I know, this Nepo kid trend, hashtag Nepo kid trend, came from Philippines and Indonesia, and
Okay.
just how everything is just spreading really fast in the social media. It came to Nepal also, and in this exactly with this hashtag, we're able to let the citizens know how our lifestyle is, how the lifestyle of common people is, and how the lifestyle of political leaders' kids is. How is the lifestyle of the businessmen who are accused of corruption and their kids' lifestyle is? So we started comparing it, and when we started comparing it, it was so much difference. It was like heaven and hell,
Obviously.
and then it just fueled our outrage.
Yeah, that's totally
Mm.
understandable because this we also the world saw the pictures. You guys, the Generation Z of Nepal, made sure that your voice was heard across the world, and I am an evidence. I'm talking to you from across like 3 countries down. But there's another question coming to this. Um, what was the? How did this protest spark? What was the starting of this protest? Like the protest when you guys started on protesting the first day, who called in the protest, and what ignited all this? Okay, I understand there was a lot of corruption, there was a lot of things going on, but what really kicked this off is what I'm asking.
Okay. Again, for this one too, history will remember us. In this process, in this protest, there is not a single leader who is leading this. Not a single leader. The only thing is that Gen Z, Generation Z, is leading this protest. So first, what you have to understand is, shall I explain how this protest started?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
As you said, the Nepo trains and all that. The main thing was government banned social media apps. The reason was the social media platforms when government requested them to register in Nepal. According to our constitution and also the order of Supreme Court, they denied to register, saying that showing the cause that Nepal is in grey list of corruption. So and then government banned all the social media platforms, and this was the final strike. Like this fueled our outrage. One thing, corruption. The other thing, they are not even letting us to express our opinions on corruption, express us about the lifestyle of their kids and all this. So this all fueled up. And one thing is Generation Z. Gen Z started this protest as peaceful protest. They first asked permission with Chief District Office in Kathmandu to hold the protest, and they get permission first. They can hold a peaceful protest from Mightygar to Everest Hotel. And in this way, in September 8, Bhadav 23, the protest began with the slogan, "Not a single leader, no one is leading this protest, but we all, the Generation Z, are leading this protest, and we all will come together in Mightygar." So, with this one declaration, every youth uh, collected in Maitigar and also in other parts of Nepal.
We saw kids with wearing uniforms, young as wearing uniforms in the protests. And you said
Yeah.
the social media was shut down, was clamped down. How were you guys able to communicate with each other? How did the word spread to like, let's gather there on that street? How did you guys talk to each other about this?
Well, if being honest, in this century of technology and science, we all got access to VPN. And after the VPN, we're able to use the platform, and we're making sure that our voice will not be silenced and our peaceful protest will go on.
That's another that's another very, very great story. Okay, so tell us about.
Yeah.
Uh, there's an. Let me ask some questions that are being asked online. That is about number one, how many people got killed in the protests, and number two, you can answer that first, then we'll take it from there.
Till now, it's very heartbreaking to say, but till now, 51 deaths have been confirmed.
Okay, so 51 deaths confirmed, and
Mm.
we saw videos of leaders being bashed from left, right, center. We saw a lot of violence, and violence with men, senior citizen men, and also women and senior citizen women. That was a little too much, don't you think so?
Well, if you ask me, they were not killed. They were not killed. They are still alive. So it wasn't so much if you compare it with the long, deep-rooted corruption that was destroying us. So if you also might be thinking how these old people are joining this Gen Z protest. If you want, should I explain it to you?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, okay. So what happened is in September 8th, when the protest started, again heartbreaking, 19 children, some of them were in school uniform, they were killed. So this fueled the outraging parents and every citizen that you cannot kill our children. What you did was very, very bad. The use of force on them was very bad. So the next day, it was not now only the protest of Generation Z or a peaceful protest, but the protest of every citizen fighting for the illegal, let's say illegal or inhuman act of government of killing the children. So and then the second day, everybody joined and asking about, don't you think it was too much? No, I don't think it was too much because somehow they deserved it. This the history will remember. The future generations will remember what happens if you become corrupt, you sell your own country, and not look after the citizens, which is your main responsibility. Since they are still alive, we handed them, the protesters, we handed them to the security personnel without when we could have killed them.
But I've heard a
So
wife of a former PM got killed in her house. Her house got burned down. Is that true?
no. Uh, she is severely burned, but she is still alive. The news is fake, and as much as the official news we have got, she is still alive and her treatment is still ongoing.
Okay, so
But
no
if you
killing.
say,
We are hearing on international news that a wife of a minister or a former minister or a former prime minister got killed in these protests. That is wrong. You're saying that that is wrong.
yeah, yeah, as much the rumor was spread in the first day, so we too believed it. But as soon as the official news came, then it was wrong. Yes, she is severely burned. She is in critical condition, but she is not dead. And if you ask me, then this is wrong. The leaders who are accused of corruption, they should have been beaten. But the wife, the family, they should not have been involved.
Them going into the houses and into the private areas of houses, that was also something that people were talking about. But when it's a mob, there are a lot of things that are stoppable and there are a lot of things that are unstoppable. So okay, so one last question, Sanjana. That is, tell us about Hami Nepal. We've heard about this NGO, and there are some rumors, I don't
Yeah.
know if they're correct or not, that they are being funded by foreign elements, and which is why they were able to do all this. What do you have to say about this?
Well, since the rumors are not still proved, we still don't have enough proof to say that. All I can say is even if it was funded, even if it was funded, Hami Nepal to some extent did good for the peoples for the victims of the protest. But however, we just cannot be so sure that it was their sole agenda of protecting the people. So for this question, I will wait for the time to answer.
Okay, that's a good answer. What do you see next? How do you see the coming days of Nepal? Because if we like go through the history of Nepal, the political instability was always there, as you said, like from 2008 to 2025. I think around 13 to 14 governments have been rotated, and also this Prime
Mm.
Minister Oli, he was sidelined at least thrice, and then he got back into the seat. So we understand that there's a lot of things going on since it has a really deep rooted history. Uh, so what I'm saying is, how do you see the future of Nepal and the thrashing that happened this time? I think that was unprecedented. That never happened in Nepal before, or has it?
Well, if you ask about the protest, a lot of protest has happened. Even even the one long decade protest too. If Maoist protest 2062-63 one. Well, if you ask about the future after this protest, what I can say is today I'm so proud that I am Nepali. You know why? Because though we're against the governments, not let's say against the government, but though we were cursing governments, right now in this critical situation, citizens, governments, security personnel, everyone is working together hand in hand. All the monuments that were destroyed by fire by citizens themselves, we are now rebuilding ourselves. You can see the students and every citizens doing as much as they can. They are starting the they are starting together to clean the all the let's say all the burnt out things to restore the buildings. And one good thing from Sunday, even our Supreme Court will start looking after habeas corpus cases. So if we can work like this now together, if we can throw the government, which we were not in support, if we can punish the corrupted leaders, then see what we can do in future with our all when we all are now collectively working. So I really see a bright future. I do see, as I told you, Nepal will be living phoenix.
Sanjana, it was a pleasure talking to you, and we hope to get you back on the show once again to get an update from you. Uh, any last words you want to say to the world?
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for giving me chance to show the world, since your platform is international platform, to show the world what actually is happening, what how are we Nepalese people, what we can do to rebuild our nation again and again and again at the end. So this will be a message to everybody in the world. Please love your country, save your country, do not harm your country for your personal benefit. That's how you will be saved. When your country is saved, you will be saved. Namaste.